Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana for those who don't know who I am. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about my 2024 birthday haul, the plants that I picked up last April, and what they look like a year later. So I'm really excited about this video. I don't have many plants to share with you guys today. I only have 5 plants to go over that I bought in the month of April last year. I'm sure I bought more. I just don't have a record of me buying them last year. So I figured 5 would be enough anyways. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. I have, out of the 5 plants that I have, only one of them is a non-anthurium. And this particular plant, I have a whole separate video on when I got it, me repotting it into a separate pot and all that stuff. So if you want to check out that video, you can. But I love this plant, you guys. This is probably one of my most favorite non-anthurium plants in my collection. He is featured on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And everybody knows this particular plant who knows me, and that is going to be my monkey tail cactus Fred. This is Fred now, a year later. Now, I will say, when I first got Fred, I can't remember how many arms Fred had, but I did end up ordering another one and added it to the same pot, probably about a month later after I originally got Fred. But this is what Fred is looking like now, a year later. I am going to do another chop on Fred. I have been chopping up Fred quite a bit. I've chopped Fred 3 times, and all 3 pieces either I've sold or given away. So I don't have those 3 pieces anymore. Also, Fred breaks very easily. Okay, so when you chop the monkey tail cactus, let's say I chop this right here, it's going to grow 2 more arms out of this, the part where you chopped it at. Let me tell you guys that those little tiny bitty arms, when they come out, are very, very, very sensitive. Highly sensitive. If you bump into it, it will fall off. And I've done that 2 times. I've chopped this and I've broken off the extension twice. This was the last one I had, and it had 2 arms on there, and I literally just snapped it off. It was so easy to snap so you have to be very, very careful when they're first growing their little extensions out, because they just break easily. And I thought, okay, since it broke off, let me just stick it back in here in the middle. That little piece is still alive, but it never grew. It never grew. It's still in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna try. It's still in the middle there from almost, I would say, 9 months, and it has not even really grown at all. I don't know if it's establishing its roots all the way to the bottom before it grows, or is it just going to be stunted? I'm not sure. I should have put it in its own separate pot and let it do its thing, but I didn't. I just left it there. But yeah, I would say with this one, the soil mix that I've given it is a very chunky, rocky substrate. I added in lava rock, which is my homemade pond, along with my chunky aeroid mix, and put it in this hanging pot. And she's been in this pot for quite a while, since the last time I repotted her. He probably does need another repot, but I don't really feel like taking it out of this pot quite yet. I haven't even looked at the roots on the bottom or nothing. In the spring and summertime, I keep Fred out on my balcony. And then during the wintertime, I put Fred back in my tent. And Fred never missed a beat. Fred never missed a beat, just kept on growing. In the grow tent, he sits in the middle, so there's not direct light over him. And he's done just fine. Never stopped growing. Never stopped growing. So when you chop it, it just loves to put out new growth. That's why I don't mind chopping up Fred. I don't mind chopping up Fred because I get all of this wonderful, wonderful new growth. Every single piece of it. It's like it just keeps growing and growing and getting wilder and wilder. I love it. So I am going to do another chop on Fred just for demonstration purposes. I don't really need to chop it again. I think it's full filling out fine. But for TikTok, I will be chopping it up because I get many, many questions about propagating Fred. So I've decided that sometime this week I will chop Fred. It might be today. I'm going to chop Fred on TikTok and do a follow up series with them. So I'm gonna do a chop in part one, and then come back a few days later and do a pot up, and then another checkup is what I'm gonna do. So if you're not following me on TikTok, go ahead and follow me at Swing Into Plants on TikTok, and you'll get to see it. I will probably most likely be chopping Fred up today. So that is Fred. Absolutely love it. If you're if there's any cactus that you are ever thinking about putting in your collection, this one is it. This one is it. Super fast grower, easy to care for. I water Fred probably once every 2 weeks. Super, super simple. And I also had a question on TikTok. It does it prick you? Is he prickly? Fred is prickly if you rub it the wrong way or too hard. Like even bumping its arms into my knees down here is prickly a little bit, but it doesn't really hurt. But he has these little spikes going on right here. So, okay, yes, that's Fred. And yeah, I'll catch you on TikTok if you want to watch that chop. Let's put Fred down. All right. Let's see. So this next plant is one that I got from a seller that I buy from all the time. His name is Sean, and I believe it's Sean Purebird on Facebook and on Estes. But I've been buying plants from Sean since I really got into the anthurium business. I mean, the anthurium hobby part. I bought many plants from him. I haven't kept all of them, but I've kept a few of his plants in my collection over time. When you first get into anthuriums, you kind of like buy, 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 but then you start to develop a certain taste, a certain look, a certain, you know, I don't know. You just decide which ones you want to keep and which one that you might want to let go. But all of them have went to one friend, so I get to see them anytime I want to. But this particular plant that I got from him, I absolutely love. It is so different from any of the other plants, any of the other anthuriums that I have in my collection. And that is this one here. Now, this one is his Crystal Mag crossed with Bessie, crossed with Port, crossed with Bessie F. And what I love about this particular plant is the vein pattern. So when the emergents come out, the veins on the emergents pop out pink. And that's all you see is the pink veinings. And then when it hardens up, it's still pink in the front, but you got these like red veins on the back of it. Super, super nice. The texture is very velvety and a little boule, if you can see. Tell if you can see on there. But she does grow a little like thin, if that's a word. Thin. I don't know, but like it's not really filling out, like filling out, but and it's a little bit slower for me having it for a full year, but I'm not complaining because the texture of this leaf is just stunning. The texture is very smooth, soft, velvety, and I don't know, when this one does get to full maturity, it's just going to be super beautiful. The leaves are dark and it's just stunning. I'm not sure if all of them come out looking like this, but yeah, absolutely love this one. All right, let's move on next. So next, the next one, two, three, the next three anthuriums that I'm going to be showing you, I got from one seller on Estes, and it's Plants for Good, and I think it's Plants for Good also on Instagram. I bought four. One of them I don't have with me anymore because I just I don't know. I just didn't really fall in love with it at all. And that was a metallic cross with Magnificent. And it grew really fast and it grew really well. It just didn't sing to my heart. And I went ahead and let that one go. So I am going to start with this one here, which is my dark crystallinum that I got from her. And yeah, it's doing quite well. She's putting out two flowers and a new leaf. I hang this one up in my grow tent, and so that's why it has this macrame on it. I should go ahead and take the macrame off anyways, because this one needs to be repotted. It does. I say it needs to be repotted because I know it's been a while and she's kind of in this really tiny like pot, and all of her leaves that are coming out are pretty much the same size. So it is definitely time for her to come up out of this little pot that I got her in and go ahead and get her repotted so she can continue to size up for me. But yeah, definitely has given me some really super new growth. Give me 1 second. Let me get this off of her. Come off. Okay. I tried pollinating her once and that didn't take. So I am trying again. And I had put Forgetti Dorkii on her. And let me take this pot out if I can get it out without hurting her. I will tell you that, ooh, come out. Oh yeah, not too bad, but it's definitely time for her to be repotted into something a little bit bigger. But I would say this one is definitely an easy grower. I have had zero issues with this anthurium, this dark crystallinum. And look at the emergent. The emergent is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Even when it darkens out. So the vein pattern, I love. The darkness, I love. And from what I can tell, everything that I've purchased from her was actually bred with the dark crystallinum. So everything that I'm going to be showing you from here has the dark crystalline as one of the parents of this plant. And when I tell you, I mean, I do. I love this one. It has a red border, very dark emergence, and the vein pattern is stunning. Stunning, in my opinion. But yes, it's time to get her out of this pot, get her repotted. That is something else I'm going to be doing today before she breaks on me. I don't want her to break on me. So I'm going to put her down somewhere where she is going to be safe for the rest of this filming. Okay. All right, moving on. So this one here is my dark crystal linum crossed with Lux. And she should absolutely be bigger than what she is now. And that's my fault. It's my fault because I kept her in the same pot for at least six months. At the minimum, I kept her in the same little pot, left her on the shelf, just chalked it up to her being a very slow grower. But honestly, as soon as I put her in the 6-inch pot here, she took off. She started to get very massive. So before I put her in this pot, the last leaf she gave me was this size here. And the difference between this crystalline and this crystal Lux and my other crystal Luxes is this one was made with the dark crystallinum. So she is very, very, very dark. Very, very dark. And I love her. She looks different than any other crystallinum Lux that I have, which I'm absolutely fine with because so this was the last leaf that she put out before I moved her into the 6-inch pot. She pretty much has almost all of her original leaves in here. This one right here is dead. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure I will be posting photos with these, but very dark. And I've had zero issues with this one other than me not up potting it in time, but very dark, oil slick looking leaves. And I don't know if it's picking up on camera or not, but absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I cannot wait to make babies with this one because it's just, she's so perfect. She's so perfect. I love her. I love her. All right, so the last one that I'm going to be showing you guys is this one right here, which is my dark crystallinum crossed with dark mama. Every plant I got from her, so easy to grow. I have no complaints on these plants that I've gotten from her. It's just been a breeze. I literally don't do nothing. I just keep up potting them and keeping them watered, and they just grow. No issues at all with this one. I love this one. I love the texture of the leaf. It's very velvety, the elongated leaves, and also the vein pattern in this one, and the bright green glowing veins. These veins glow in the dark. I'm telling you, the veins will glow. There is like a very neon green vein pattern in there. And she is putting out her first flower for me. This is her last leaf that she's given me. It's still a little soft, but it's time for her to be repotted as well. She's coming out of the bottom. I have her in this doggy bowl from the Dollar Tree, and she is root bound down there at the bottom. And I'm going to be getting her repotted today as well. Should I do this on camera? I don't know. I don't know if I'll do it on camera or not, but she definitely needs to be repotted. That one down there needs to be repotted. I need to see if I have any bigger pots to even put them in anyways. But yeah, so I got my eyes on hybridizing this with my Bessie Velvet. I think my Bessie Velvet and this will make a really good looking hybrid. So they are both flowering currently right now. So we'll see how that works. If one of them is in the opposite stage at the same time, then that's what we'll do. If not, I'll wait for the next flowers. I'll collect the pollen from one of these plants. Probably I will make this the seed parent because she grows a little bit faster than the Bessie Velvet. The Bessie Velvet puts out a leaf like very, very slowly. So I'm kind of thinking that it's also going to produce berries at a slow rate. This one's a little bit faster. They're both a little slower, but at the same time, I think this one will do a great job at being a seed parent. And plus, I really want the bright green veins to be dominant in the hybrid. So I'm going to go with this one as the seed parent. And we will see how that turns out. But hopefully it's fine because she is putting out another new leaf. It's just as soon as she finished hardening this one off. So I think the berries will come out pretty fine and fast. All right, guys, so that's it for today. I'm glad it wasn't a long video because I'm trying to keep these super simple so that I will be motivated to make videos on a consistent basis. Because I think if I overthink it and if I do too much, that I'm going to burn out and I don't want to do that. I want to keep it kind of consistent. Maybe take a short break after the fall season and then come right back. Not sure, but yeah, so if you have suggestions or ideas of anything that you want me to post, I sure will. I am currently going to be on Palm Street soon. Not really sure how I want to work that one out. I am still a little intimidated about going live anywhere on TikTok and on Palm Street, but I'm trying to go live on TikTok more and kind of get my feet wet there before I do it on Palm Street. It's such a daunting thing to even think about. It's like really terrifying to go live. I don't know why. I don't know why. I haven't figured that part out, but I'm not the only one because there's other people who are scared to go live as well. So I just know I'm not the only one, but yeah, follow me on Palm Street as well. Swing Into Plants. Instagram is Swing Into Plants. Facebook is Swing Into Plants. And I'm still working on my website. That's also going to be Swing Into Plants as well. So I will see you guys next week. And I hope you guys have a fantastic week and a fantastic growing week as well. Bye.